I'm just going to talk for a few minutes. I'm going to try and keep it short. Just going through some of the, well, it says preview and transfer, but these are preview and publish that we've made. As promised at t44u last year, we have made a lot of improvements to preview and publish. These, we make improvements all the time, and they are incremental. They are in pretty much every version of the system. In some cases, it's improved caching within Site Manager, within the publish engine. In some cases, it's improved and more efficient coding practices to ensure that things work as quickly as possible. One of the things I'll say, and this is really what I'm going to point out here, is not all of these improvements are automated. They're not all automatic. You don't upgrade Site Manager and all of a sudden everything is much quicker. Very often what's needed is configuration within the system. So just a show of hands, who knows about the cache handler within Site Manager? Quite a few hands, which is, I'd say, about 35–40%. The cache handler is a really core part of how we've improved preview and publish within Site Manager. And what it does is it enables the system to pre-cache elements within content types. So when the system starts up, it will pre-cache the values of elements within the system, and they can be used for both preview and publish. So just as an example, the top content navigation object may show the latest 5 news articles, and it will order those by a date element within the content. And that's a fairly standard use case. Or for instance, if you're using keyword search content, you may want to find related news articles. And again, that will be done by using keywords that are set within the content. And they're fairly standard use cases. You probably all use top content and keyword search content. So how does the system actually do this within preview and within publish? What it does is it loads each of those pieces of content from the database to check that date element or to check those keywords, to match them or to sort. So what if you have an archive of 1,000 news articles, or in some cases a lot more? You wait while the system goes and loads each of those pieces of content from the database one at a time so it can sort them. And that's where the cache handler comes in. If you have those elements pre-cached, the preview doesn't need to go near the database at all. It has all the information already in memory that it needs in order to generate that page. Now, one of the things is, with these pre-cached elements, they were only used in certain navigation objects within the system. But since version 7.4 of Site Manager, it's been extended and it's now available everywhere within the publish engine. So if you have a listing page which shows you 1,000 news articles, but they're all using full text, so actually on that listing page or on that index page, all you're showing is the name of the news article and a small abstract which is 100 words. If you pre-cache both of those, then in order to render that page in preview, we don't need to go near the database and load any of those pieces of content, so it can be very, very quick. And I think that's a huge improvement, and you get a lot of improvements and a lot of happy end users if you pre-cache things that you need to. Obviously, pre-caching uses more memory, so there is a trade-off between performance and the amount of memory that you use. And so the important thing, the content is only loaded if we try to access an element that is not pre-cached. Now, to look at transfer, previously transfer was a two-step mechanism. So the first step was we generated the hashes and checked the file hashes to determine which files needed to be uploaded, and then we uploaded them. There were shortcomings in this. The first of these was, it was a two-step process. So until the first step was completed, we didn't actually start the second step. And what it meant was, if we generated the hash and determined that a file had changed, a subsequent publish could overwrite that file with different contents, and we could then upload a changed file. So there was, I suppose you couldn't be sure of exactly what would be uploaded, and that was an issue for some customers. So what we've done here is we've actually changed so the transfer is now a single step process. So the transfer listens during publish, and if it sees any files that have changed, it will create a change set for those and will save the files to a separate location. And what it does is, that means that when you complete your publish, you know exactly what needs to be transferred over. So it gets rid of the first step. It also means that because you have a separate copy of the files, the synchronizations issues between publish and transfer are removed completely. And that was the main reason that we introduced change sets. So, transfer disimprovements, change sets. I can't not mention these. They have caused issues for a number of customers. The problem was that a change set was only removed when all of the files had been uploaded to all of the channels that it was meant to be transferred for, and all old files had been deleted. And what this meant was, if, for instance, a single file couldn't be deleted from the web server, your change sets weren't deleted at all. And the result of that was a lot of disk space being used up, I think, unnecessarily. The good news is transfer improvements, again, around change sets. Disk space usage will be improved in version 7.4 of Site Manager. And Wayne is on the case over there. He's coding away right now on fixing it. So Wayne's going to fix that problem. Yes. So if you have any questions, please direct them to Wayne. And at that point, does anyone have any questions?